YouTube. Another thing that I can for sure share about myself is that I've always had a certain appreciation and fascination with the unknown, the freakish, the paranormal. I can definitely contribute that to my mother. So in the honor and spirit of my mother, God bless and rest her soul, and in the honor of Old Hallows Eve, I like to share one of my personal favorites, one I grew up on. And we all know that one of the elements that make a story scary is the possibility or the probability of it having basis in reality. Well, as a little girl, my mother used to always get visitors. People coming by, literally wanting to keep her for their own, to adopt her. And I never understood why. It was a big deal. She wasn't the only girl. She wasn't the youngest, nor the oldest. The only explanation I've got is that she was just a little special. Well, there was a couple who came by one day, and from my understanding, things did not go too well. Anger arose, tempers flared up. But later that night, my mother was awoken from her slumber by violent strikes to her head. She woke up and saw the same couple from earlier kicking her in her head by her window stool, by her bedpost. When she yelled in fear for her mother, they grabbed each other by the hand and leaped out the window. The very next day, being in the small town that they were in, everybody knew everything. So when the town's announcer announced the death of that couple, that's all my grandmother needed to hear to pretty much debunk what my mother was pretty much saying that happened the previous night. Pretty much telling her that, see, you were just imagining that. You must have just had a bad dream. Because the time that you said they were at your window, they were already dead. If that wasn't interesting enough, another thing I've always been trying to wrap my mind around for all these years is the accident, the actual accident. They were in the middle of the road. No other car, no tree, no building, no wall, no other person or animal. Just them in the middle of the road. Car crushed like a big metal ball. Happy Halloween.